recycled the tape.
And why did we do that?
Because we recycled.
Yeah, because we couldn't find any other ones?
Yes.
And it's good to recycle because why? Then we're not wasting?
Yeah.
And why is that important?
Because we don't want to just like leave trash and get some more.
Yeah. And it's really important for the planet, right? Because we want to keep our earth really clean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Everyone's actions impact the environment. Today we realize that everything we do can help or hurt our planet in many ways. We all need to take ownership of environmental protection. It is important that people of all ages make environmentally sound choices about the products and natural resources we use, the waste we create, and the environment in which we all live in. While I got the opportunity to spend my summer as a nanny for the family of 3 young children, I began to wonder, what do these children know about our environment? With the health of our planet diminishing, it is important to discover ways to instill passion and knowledge about being ecologically friendly into the minds of children. Although there are many methods of education available, there has got to be one that works the best. Kids have the wonderful ability to function in an entirely different way than adults do, and this may be a key ingredient in gathering their support in the fight against our struggling environment. Environmental organizations such as the Environmental Protection Agency and Greenpeace dedicate their work to working towards a more sustainable way of life. According to Daniel Holzer, a writer for National Geographic magazine, eco-friendly literally means earth-friendly or not harmful to the environment. This term commonly refers to products that can contribute to green living or practices that help conserve resources like water and energy. Eco-friendly products also prevent contributions to air, water, and land pollution. One can engage in more eco-friendly habits or practices by being more conscious of how he or she uses resources. There are many different ways that people can contribute to the bettering of our environment. Topics such as carbon emissions, solar power, recycling, and water usage and waste are only a few of the main aspects of life in which people can focus on to help shift our way of life from that of waste towards one of reuse and an abundance of resources. When directly asking the children about their raw knowledge on our environment, I was pleasantly surprised and slightly humored by what came out of their tiny mouths.
Okay, tell us about the planet and why it's important, Benji.
Because you have to recycle everything that you don't like or nothing that you do like, you don't have to recycle or something.
And why is that important?
Because the planet has to be important.
Yeah, it's very important. And do you do stuff every day to help the planet?
Yes.
What kinds of things do you do, Benji?
Recycle stuff.
Yeah, and do you like to plant? Do you ever do some planting in the garden?
Yes.
That's good.
And we
can I get it on you? Tell me about it.
and we also feed the birds stuff.
Yeah? Tell me about that.
Birds need food or else they won't live.
Yeah, and it's important to keep the birds healthy on our planet.
Because you don't want the birds to die.
That would be sad. Okay.
They're really cute.
They are really cute. Do you think baby Jakey wants to tell us anything? Hey, Jakey.
I'll do it.
Okay, you ask him. Maybe he'll show you the pickle. He's recycling your pickle. Instead of throwing it away and making waste,
He's recycling it.
Uh-huh. That's what you do when you recycle.
Like you either eat it.
Will you explain for the camera what you do for recycling?
Either you eat it if you're gonna eat something, or else you're not recycling, and that won't keep the earth healthy. That'll keep it healthy if you want the ladybugs to live, because once a golfer smashed it with a golf truck. How do you keep the earth healthy?
Okay, well, there's a couple ways that you can keep the earth healthy. And one of the best ways is to recycle, like you guys were learning about. So instead of throwing stuff away, it gets reused. And that way we don't create a lot of waste on our planet. Do you know why that's important?
Because you need to keep our planet healthy.
And do you guys know about conserving water when you brush your teeth? Do you guys turn off the...
Yes.
Can you tell me about that? Tell me about what you do when you brush your teeth. I'll record you guys. What do you do when you brush your teeth?
We brush our teeth, and then we and then we turn off the faucet
Yeah, and why do you do that?
because we want to keep the earth healthy.
And saving the water is a really good way to do that. So when you're brushing your teeth, it's good to turn it off in between.
Just like lights, if they run out, you need to actually save energy by turning out all of them when you leave, because that's how you keep the earth healthy.
As I listened to the things that the kids were saying, I noticed that the majority of the information they knew was related to topics from their everyday lives. They spoke of the importance of turning off the lights and turning off the faucet when they were brushing their teeth. My question then was, do these kids realize that our planet currently faces many large environmental problems such as mass water waste, or do they just know these tips and use them as a way of life? The Water Poverty Index is a new holistic tool designed to contribute more effective water management. It combines data on local water resources, access, use, social and economic capacity, and water-related environmental quality to be used by people and water development agencies to monitor progress in the provision of water at the community level. According to the Water Poverty Index, the United States is the #1 most wasteful country in water consumption. If current water usage rates continue, 2/3 of people will live in water-stressed conditions by the year 2025. At the young ages of 11 months, 4 and 5 years old, I realized that the kids I babysat will nearly be my age by this time. In an effort to try and convey the importance of the condition of our water supply to the kids, we got out the hose and sprinkler toys to talk about water. Due to their overly eager need to constantly be touching my camera while in use, I did not get much of this recorded. Hey Jakey, are you watering the garden? Jacob! Jacob! Let me see you watering the garden. Good job. Good job. You got to keep Mother Nature clean. Good job watering the garden, Jacob. Although we were beating the heat and learning about water usage by playing in the hose, it did seem slightly contradicting to what we were talking about. However, I didn't want to scare them away from enjoying a resource they had available to them on such a hot day. With water conservation on our mind, we took a mini in-home field trip to their bathroom. This is where we learned about different things we can do inside of our bathrooms to help conserve water. The best way to lower the amount of water we waste in our bathroom is to install a low-flow shower head. This installation can cut water usage by up to 20,000 gallons per year and save you 10% on the cost of heating your water. The toilet is the single biggest water user in your home. Flushing accounts for about 38%, more than a third of the water used within your home each day. Required for most new construction, replacing an old model toilet with a new low-consumption toilet could automatically and permanently cut your home water consumption by 25% or more. Another helpful way to decrease the amount of water you waste is to install aerators on all of the faucets in your home. A faucet aerator is often found at the tip of modern indoor water faucets. Without an aerator, water usually flows out of a faucet as one big stream. An aerator spreads the stream into many little droplets. This helps save water and reduce splashing. An aerator mixes air bubbles into the stream of water so you can get just as much pressure with a lot less water. EcoCycle, an organization based out of Boulder, Colorado, is one of the largest nonprofit recycling organizations in the United States and has an international reputation as a pioneer and innovator in resource conservation. The nonprofit was created 35 years ago by everyday residents who had the passionate belief in conserving our natural resources. These EcoCycle volunteers brought recycling to the town in 1976, making Boulder one of the first 20 communities in the United States to offer curbside recycling. EcoCycle provides award-winning educational programs to over 25,000 kindergartens through 12th grade students in approximately 1,000 Boulder Valley classrooms annually. Essential to EcoCycle's mission is teaching the next generation about recycling and the environment. Since 1987, EcoCycle has coordinated the Boulder County School Recycling and Environmental Education Program with funding from Boulder County, Boulder Valley School District, EcoCycle, and various grant sources. Recently, an innovative new program in local schools has taken focus on waste reduction projects and composting in addition to traditional recycling, putting the students, teachers, and staff at these schools at the cutting edge of resource conservation as they work towards zero waste. Organizations such as EcoCycle here in Boulder are helping to do their part not only by creating a recycling foundation, but educating our community's youth. I believe that it is with education and dedication from our youth that our environment will remain healthy and our resources sustainable.
Okay, so in school, the EcoCycle place came, and ever since now, and they like stand by our trash cans, and we have like compost, recycling, and trash, and they like monitor you to make sure that you put the right stuff in like the right places, which can be really annoying, but at the same time, I guess kids maybe care about it a little bit more because it's our future, and it's also like, screw this, because we're just like gonna die soon or something.
Although it was funny and interesting to hear the kids' perspectives on our environment, I didn't always get the type of responses I was looking for. Working with kids under the age of 5 on this project was a lot more difficult than I had expected.
Red, yeah, okay. You're gonna ask me or do you want to ask Benji?
Benji.
Ask Benji some questions.
Benji, what do you do when you keep the earth healthy by recycling? I don't know. Okay, just say it.
Okay, do you want to, how about, I like when you say it, Benji. Can you tell me? Tell me some ways. Tell me some ways you keep the earth healthy, Benji.
By not smashing any ladybugs.
You don't smash any ladybugs?
No, you do.
Okay, what does baby Jakey do? Does he recycle?
No, he kind of by eating the stuff off the floor that he drops.
He'll eat stuff off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ow!
Careful,
He's
careful.
on this guy.
You know what?
How do you keep the earth healthy?
Okay, well, some of the ways that we keep the earth healthy, do you remember what we were talking about?
I know.
Okay, let's see what Benji says.
By no smashing any bugs, like ladybugs or except for spiders, because we don't know if they're poisonous or like regular, because
So sometimes it's okay because you want to keep yourself safe, but also you want to keep the bugs alive. What were you saying, Benj? Why is it important to keep the bugs alive?
Because you don't want to smash anybody or any ladybugs or any dragonflies.
No, because those are important to the nature, right? Because sometimes the birds eat the bugs, right? And it's a big circle of life.
And you want to keep your food inside so it won't blow away.
Yeah.
And you also need.
Here, let me get you in it. Tell me about it.
And Superman is starting. And you also need to feed. Guess what's on?
What?
Yes.
Superman.
Yep.
Sarah's telling us. Hold on.
The reason you have to keep the birds alive because they need food like worms for their babies, and for the mamas they also need food for themselves so they can live.
And is it important not to leave garbage on the ground?
Yeah, because the animals might eat it and they might choke on it and die.
Yeah, and we need the animals.
Because they're part of nature.
Yeah, nature's very important, and that's why we recycle. Thank you, Sarah.
It's very, very, very important for nature because all the animals need to live because they're all part of nature. Every animal is part of nature.
Good job.
How do you keep the earth healthy? By bringing all the animals the food that they need. Like at the zoo zookeepers give them what they need. And it's really important about animals because they're living of nature. They're nature. So, like, you have to keep them living. And how do you do that? how do you do that? But by getting them their food that they need. So, what do you keep their earth healthy?
Don't drop that down there.
To get us to keep the earth healthy. And what do you have to do for that? Is to give the birds what they need to eat, and help their babies grow. That's in their tummy, I think. And that's it. On the bottom. Thank you for sharing.
It seemed as if most of the things the kids knew about the environment had to do with keeping the birds healthy and not squishing the ladybugs. From here, I was interested to teach them more. Since they had responded so well to their education on conserving water, we moved on to recycling. According to the EPA, recycling turns materials that would otherwise become waste into valuable resources. Collecting used bottles, cans, and newspapers and taking them to the curb or to a collection facility is just the first in a series of steps that generates many positive financial and environmental returns.
What about you tell me about the nature?
How about you ask me a question? I can tell you things if you want to know about it.
What do you do to keep the nature healthy?
What are some things that we do, Sarah? Can we alternate telling the camera what we do to keep the nature healthy?
By not throwing stuff on the floor or the grass.
Because we want to keep the grass healthy because why?
Because sometimes animals eat grass and they don't want, and if we leave garbage on the grass, then they'll choke and they'll die.
And we need the animals because they're a part of the environment. Mother Nature made the animals. So it's really important to pick up garbage. And we always pick up after ourselves. Do you pick up after yourself, Benji? Yeah, I think you do. Hi, Sarah. Today we're going to be learning about all the recycling and all the good things for our planet. So can you draw me a pretty picture with your pens about what you know about our environment?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. What are you drawing? What are you making, Sarah?
I'm making I picked up a cycle that I was going to use to make a paper airplane.
Oh, a piece of paper you were going to recycle for your airplane.
I also picked up a new paper that I was recycling for a bird.
For a bird? What were you doing with the piece of paper?
Doing an airplane and a bird.
Yeah? And why is it important to pick up the paper? Why don't you want to leave it on the ground? What happens?
Because animals will try to eat it.
Yeah? And what's important about the animals?
That they're nature.
Their nature. They're part of Mother Nature.
That they poop in their pants.
No, don't be silly. What do you know? Tell me one thing. Yeah, I think you know. What have we learned about? What did we do with the sprinkler? Why did we turn it off?
Because
To save what?
to save the water.
And why do we want to save the water? So the fishies can get saved? Whoa. And remember when we followed the water down? We followed the water all the way into where was it going?
Pile.
No, down the gutter. Do you think it was going to go to the ocean with the fish? No. Do you think it was going to go into outer space with the aliens? Do you think it was going to go Whoa.
Into the puddle.
Into a big puddle? Hi, what do you know about the environment? You're wearing green.
Together we came up with the following benefits of recycling. It protects and expands U.S. manufacturing jobs and increases U.S. competitiveness, reduces the need for landfilling and incineration, prevents pollution caused by the manufacturing of products from virgin materials, saves energy, decreases emissions of greenhouse gases that contribute to global climate change, conserves natural resources such as timber, water, and minerals, and it helps sustain the environment for future generations. Taking on issues as complex as those of our environment is no easy task. Although this assignment could have been done in many ways, I am pleased with what I chose to do. Not only do I feel like I have brought the world of being eco-friendly into the lives of a few kids, but I also learned something from them as well. Children aren't always going to do or say what you want them to, and I had to be incredibly flexible and spontaneous throughout the development of my project. Having to constantly hold a baby on my hip and try and teach a 4- and 5-year-old about ecological topics was much harder than I ever could have imagined. I learned that children learn best in a hands-on environment where they can see and touch the things they're learning about. I absolutely know the importance of passing on environmental knowledge to future generations, and I have a much greater respect for organizations such as EcoCycle who take the time to do such work. More organizations across the United States need to team up with schools and work together to provide the necessary information all kids should know about our environment.
Jake, what's the deal? Benji, are you playing in the grass?
Yes.
And why do you like the grass?
I don't know.
Because it's a part of nature? Are you going to share?
No.
You're not going to share with you? Look at how sad he is. Oh. Jakey, are you so excited?